Good afternoon, everyone. David MacDonald here from Vitality Fitness Calgary. Today we're going over our exercise of the week. This week our exercise is the TRX side plank. Now what we're going to do with the TRX side plank is we're going to show you ways that you can modify it, but also ways that you can ramp it up and make it even harder. I know that sounds crazy because the TRX side planks are difficult enough, but we're going to show you both ways and what you can do. So TRX side plank, great exercise for working the obliques. Okay, it's going to really help with developing strength so you're not rotating the hips. So it helps with minimizing hip rotation and creating some hip stability. Okay, great exercise for strengthening those areas. So TRX side plank, there's a couple things we want to remember. First thing we want is we want the elbow underneath the shoulder. Okay, second thing we want to make sure we're doing is we're bracing, we're squeezing through the abs, and we're also squeezing through the obliques. A lot of people, when they plank, they passively plank. They don't actually engage and recruit every muscle group. Especially on a side plank, most people don't know how to actually engage the obliques, so we're going to show you how to do that today. The other thing, you want to get those glutes working, so squeezing those glutes, holding everything in place. Okay, and then the other thing is we want to make sure that the feet are apart. So on a normal plank, you always have your feet stacked together. Okay, but on this, you want to make sure you're having your feet apart, so you're not leveraging feet, and you're not making the exercise easier. You'll know what I mean by that once I get into it. So let's set up here. We're going to do the TRX side plank. So to start, we're going to get the feet in the TRX. Okay, so 1 foot in, 1 foot in here. Okay, we want to have that bottom leg out here, top leg is back here. So very common thing that people will do is they'll not stack their feet, they'll put their toe on their heel. This is what I mean by the feet leveraging each other. So you want to eliminate that leverage. You want to make sure that you're apart. One thing that will help to keep you stable is flexing through those toes and flexing everything as hard as you can. Also helps to work those lower abs. It helps to keep you stable. Okay, so we've got the feet in here. We're going to flex them, keep them apart. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start getting up into the movement. What I would recommend is using this bottom hand as your supporting hand as you're pushing up. Okay, this will make it easier. So rather than trying to just spring up from this position, it's going to be very challenging to do that. Take it step by step, put your hand here, and then you're going to slowly lift up. Last but not least, we want to make sure our alignment is correct. So we're straight onto that TRX, and we're lined up with that anchor. So we're not lined up over here or too far that way. So we're right in line with that anchor. All right, so we got those toes flexed, and then we're going to use that other hand to help us up. Get nice and stable, flexing those toes, flexing the abs, squeezing, and we're holding, keeping that head neutral. All right, when you're in the TRX side plank or any side plank in general, I'm going to show you guys this from a regular plank. It'll be easier. You want to get those obliques engaged. So what you want to think about is not only bracing, but almost squeezing like you're going to crunch through your side. So I'll show you what I mean by this. So you get into a plank, you want to crunch through here. I don't know if you guys can see me doing that, but I'm actively crunching and engaging. So I'm almost pretending like I'm crushing something with my obliques. So you almost want to pretend like you have like an orange or an apple, and you're crushing that orange and apple with those obliques. Okay, so that's what you want to think about when you're up in that side plank. Now, if the TRX is too much, what I would suggest is getting really strong at side planks, starting from the knees or the toes, building up to being able to do at least 1.5 to 2 minutes of good strict form before you progress into here. The other thing you could do, not the best way to do a side plank on the TRX, but it can be a good go-between. If you've gotten really good at those side planks and you want to get up into that TRX, could be a good little stepping stone to getting there, is you could actually come up and plank like this. So you have a bit of stability with your hand. I'm not a huge fan of that because your shoulders start to round forward and posture gets thrown off. But if you need a little bit of a go-between for the first, maybe a couple weeks, that's, it's okay. So once we get really good at those side planks and the TRX, we can start really advancing this. So a couple ways we can advance. We get stable. Okay, we're going to hold, squeezing everything. We can start having a crunch. Okay, nice and straight. The other thing we can do is we can do a hip raise. So when I get nice and still, we can lower those hips, lift them up. Lower those hips, lift them up. Lower down, lift up. So these are some of the ways we can start advancing the side plank on the TRX. So that's a TRX side plank. Just a couple things we want to remember. Elbow and shoulder line up. Obliques are engaged. Abs are squeezed. Butt is squeezed. Toes are flexed. Head is up. We're picking the version that's going to work best for us. Okay? And we're always keeping the feet apart so we're not leveraging each other. That's your exercise of the week. That's a TRX side plank. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.